What are you doing with yourself these days?
Oh, not too much. Taking it easy.
I know I seen you somewhere. What's your name, son?
Dustin Hoffman is an American actor, director, and producer with numerous iconic works that have left a lasting impact on cinema. Today, no one doubts the talent of our hero, although there were times when some considered him unpromising.
Who didn't believe I could do it? Who doubted me?
In this video, we'll share more details of the actor's life. Dustin Hoffman, how the Rain Man lives and how much he earns. Dustin Lee Hoffman was born on August 8, 1937 in Los Angeles. His mother, Lillian, was a jazz pianist, and his father, Harry, worked as an assistant decorator at Columbia Pictures Studio for a while, and later became a furniture salesman. For a long time, rumor had it that our hero was named after the singer and silent film actor Dustin Farnham. However, Hoffman's mother admitted that this was a fabrication by the media, and she gave her son this name simply because she liked it. The actor's ancestors were Jewish immigrants from Ukraine and Romania.
I'm of Semitic background. I'm Jewish.
The grandparents from his father's side once lived in the Ukrainian city of Bila Tserkva. Even when he became famous, Dustin mentioned that, thanks to his ancestors, he now loves mama liga, borscht, and vodka, and possesses a special Jewish sense of humor.
Can you believe I conceived him with one testicle? Oh.
However, his parents considered themselves atheists, so Hoffman was not raised in the Jewish tradition. He only heard the Yiddish language from his grandmother, who used it when she wanted to say something to his mother that was not meant for the children's ears. In addition to Dustin, the family also included his older brother Ronald, who was a role model for the future actor. In school, the brother was an excellent student. Unlike our hero, in early childhood, Hoffman developed very slowly. At 3, he couldn't speak, but was already attempting to ride a scooter.
This is okay, she can drive.
Of course, I'm an excellent driver.
Studying was not easy for him due to dyslexia, which affected his performance at school. Moreover, he was a withdrawn child and often had to deal with mockery from classmates because of his short stature, braces, and pimply face. He wasn't a well-behaved child at all. According to him, in childhood, he had a friend set a pharmacy on fire, poisoned the school principal's aquarium fish, and also poured water on birds in a cage, causing them to perish. His interest in acting was sparked by his older brother. As a teenager, Ronald had a small role in the Oscar-winning film Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. However, unlike Dustin, he did not pursue an acting career in the future. At 12 years old, Dustin first appeared on the theatrical stage in the play A Christmas Carol. The debut was quite memorable. At the end of the play, high school students persuaded him to say the line, "God save us all, damn it," in falsetto to make his character more vivid. For this trick, Hoffman was expelled from school the next day. After that, he continued his education at Los Angeles High School. However, he didn't give up the idea of an acting career. His parents did not see talent in their son and sent him to acting classes where he was considered unpromising by the instructors and soon got expelled. To support his son, his mother suggested he enroll in a music school. Dustin studied diligently, often played at school concerts, and planned to become a professional pianist. In high school, he also played tennis well and was part of the school team. Alongside his studies, Hoffman worked as a newspaper delivery boy on the streets of Hollywood. In 1955, Dustin graduated from high school and enrolled in Santa Monica City College, intending to become a musician. However, the curriculum favored acting over music, so after a year, Hoffman dropped out. Afterward, he entered the California Institute of the Arts to study classical and jazz piano. Again, to earn good grades, he was advised to enroll in a drama course. This led him back into the world of theater, and 2 years later, he finally realized that he wanted to become an actor. Dustin dropped out of that institution as well and enrolled in the Pasadena Playhouse. Immediately after enrollment, Hoffman thought he was the worst actor of all. But over time, teachers began to uncover his incredible abilities. The first person to notice the young actor and invite him to play the role of a lawyer in the play A View from the Bridge was director Barney Brown, who prophesied a great future for our hero, although not soon, but years after turning 30, as it actually happened later. In 1959, after completing drama school, Dustin set out to conquer New York. The parents and friends of the young man viewed this with concern because New York had a reputation as a huge dump for actors at that time. Nevertheless, Hoffman firmly decided to study at the Actors Studio led by Lee Strasberg, although he managed to get in only on his fourth attempt. To pay his bills, Dustin had to work while studying. He held various jobs, working as an assistant in a mental hospital, a typesetter in an editorial office, a toy salesman, a coat room attendant in a theater, a bartender, a cashier, and even a toilet janitor. In New York, Hoffman rented an apartment with other then unknown actors Robert Duvall and Gene Hackman. By the way, acting opened up another opportunity for the young man. Hoffman, who was not considered attractive by girls and constantly avoided by them, learned to pick up with them. He attracted girls with his piano playing and poetry reading. During that period, Dustin was in relationships with Italian model Isa Stoppi, German model Vera von Lendorf, and American singer Betty Kelly. However, these romances were short and led to nothing serious. Hoffman honed his acting skills by playing in Broadway plays, and alongside his theatrical activities, he attended film auditions. In the early 1960s, he appeared in the TV shows Naked City, The Defenders, and The Nurses, as well as in the drama journey of The Fifth Horse, the comedy The Star Wagon, and other films. However, they were mostly unknown, and our hero was only given minor roles. In 1966, Dustin successfully graduated from the Actors Studio. A year later, he starred in the comedy The Tiger Makes Out and the drama The Graduate, where he played Benjamin, a college graduate seduced by an older woman, Miss Robinson. Originally, the main character was supposed to be a 20-year-old tall blonde, and Robert Redford was considered for the role. However, when director Mike Nichols saw the short, almost 30-year-old Hoffman, he realized he had found his character. Although the actor thought he had failed the audition because he stumbled over his lines and felt unsure, his awkwardness created an even more striking impression.
May I have a drink?
I'll drink, of course. He didn't see me.
Interestingly, at that time, Dustin had already been cast in Mel Brooks' comedy, The Producers, but he requested permission to audition for the lead role in The Graduate. Brooks knew what the film would be about because his wife, Anne Bancroft, had already been cast as Miss Robinson. So he agreed, absolutely confident that Hoffman would never get the role of Benjamin. However, it turned out the other way around, and our hero never appeared in The Producers. By the way, in the scene where Benjamin and Miss Robinson first met at the hotel, the actress did not know that Hoffman was going to grab her breast. During the first take, the director and actor burst into laughter, but to avoid interrupting the shoot, Dustin turned away from the camera, approached a wall, and started banging his head against it. This take made it into the final cut of the film. The movie received positive reviews from critics and brought worldwide fame to Dustin. He was nominated for an Oscar and a Golden Globe for Best Actor, and also received the BAFTA and Golden Globe Awards for Best Newcomer. The actor received $17,000 for the film. In 1968, Hoffman appeared in the TV series Premiere and the crime comedy Madigan's Millions. The following year, Dustin starred in the melodrama John and Mary, a story about how easy it is to overlook one's destiny.
What did you say your name was?
I didn't say. What's yours?
Here you go, Murph.
For this role, the actor was nominated for a Golden Globe and won the BAFTA award. His salary was $425,000. He also played the lead role in the drama Midnight Cowboy, where he transformed into Rizzo, a homeless drifter suffering from tuberculosis.
Hey! I'm walking here! I'm walking here! Yes, you son of a...
The film contained scenes of violence, so it was only shown in 2 theaters, one of which the audience left during the premiere without finishing watching the film. Many considered the movie a failure of the year, and Hoffman himself was worried that his involvement in the project would negatively impact his career. However, Midnight Cowboy eventually collected numerous awards and entered the list of the best films of the 20th century. It became the only film with age restrictions and the first LGBTQ-related movie to win an Oscar. For his role, Dustin was nominated for a Golden Globe and an Oscar and received $700,000. In the same year, Hoffman got married for the first time. His beloved one, who was ballerina Ann Byrne, who, after marriage, left the stage for the sake of the family. Legend has it that Hoffman bet his friend Robert Duvall $100 that he would marry that beauty. At that time, Ann was already raising her 3-year-old daughter Karina from her previous marriage, whom the actor later adopted. A year later, Ann gave birth to another daughter, Jenna. In 1970, Dustin starred in the dramatic western Little Big Man, depicting the relationships between white men and Native Americans.
They took cactus thorns and stuck them in me, but I just laughed and begged them to keep on doing it.
The story is told from the perspective of the main character, a 121-year-old man played by Hoffman. Interestingly, in this film, our hero set an absolute record, portraying a character with the widest age range, from 16 to 121 years old. To transform into the old man, Dustin spent up to 5 hours in the makeup chair. To make his voice hoarse, he locked himself in the dressing room and shouted at the top of his lungs for over an hour. For his role in this film, the actor was nominated for a BAFTA. During the same period, our hero narrowly escaped death. Left-wing radicals living next to him in Greenwich Village accidentally detonated illegally stored dynamite. Fortunately, Hoffman and his family were not at home at the moment. He only managed to save a painting and his beloved turtles from the crushed building. In 1971, the actor voiced the animated film The Point and appeared in the comedy drama Who is Harry Kellerman and Why is he saying those terrible things about me? By the way, this film has the longest title, 62 characters, among the films ever nominated for an Oscar. Hoffman also played the leading role in the thriller Straw Dogs, embodying David, a mathematician who, while defending himself and his wife, played by Susan George, turned into a villain.
Yes.
That hurting you, Mr. Scott?
My neck's on the glass.
Good. I hope you slit your throat.
Before the shooting began, the director made the actors live together for 2 weeks so that they could communicate like real spouses. One of the scriptwriters accompanied them, recording their dialogues, which later became part of the final script. By the way, in the scene where Dustin's character first appears in the local pub, the director didn't like the other actor's reaction to his appearance, so he decided to film Hoffman walking in without pants to achieve the desired effect. Later, the actor admitted that he hated violence in movies and agreed to this role only for the money. In 1972, Dustin starred in the melodrama Alfredo, Alfredo, and the following year in the biographical drama Papillon, where he played Louis, a prisoner.
Well, of course I am. I have no intention of even attempting an escape. Ever.
Hoffman based his character on the personality of the film's screenwriter, Dalton Trumbo, whose bashfulness impressed him when they met in person. Also, to see clearly through the thick lenses of his character's glasses, Dustin had to wear special contact lenses. He earned $1.25 million for this role. In 1974, the actor played the lead role in the biographical drama Lenny, depicting the life of the legendary comedian Lenny Bruce, who died under mysterious circumstances.
Thanks, Pop. You know, the other day I went into the shoe store and I said to the clerk, "Do you sell alligator shoes?" And he said, "What size does your alligator wear?"
Hoffman achieved an incredible resemblance to his character and was nominated for BAFTA, Golden Globe, and Academy Awards for this role. In 1976, Dustin appeared in the thriller Marathon Man, portraying a student pursued by a war criminal.
I want you to rob my apartment. Why? There's some guys out there after me. I got a gun in my desk drawer, and I want you to give them some clothes. Hoffman lost about 15 pounds and ran up to 4 miles every day for this role.
In one scene, his character had to stay awake for 3 days, so the actor himself did not sleep for 72 hours. As a result, Dustin was nominated for a Golden Globe. In the same year, the actor starred in the thriller All the President's Men, playing a journalist. To prepare for the shooting, Hoffman and his co-star Robert Redford visited the newspaper's editorial office for several weeks, observing the work of journalists. Once, Dustin was even mistaken for one of them and was asked to fetch some office supplies.
If you get in a car and there's all right, and there's music playing in the car, hypothetically, and there's music playing in the car for 10 minutes and there's no commercial, what can you deduce from that? Is it AM or FM? Come on, Bernstein. Is it AM or FM?
For this film, the actor was nominated for a BAFTA. During the same period, Hoffman's wife decided to resume her career, so our hero took on all the household chores and child rearing. For 2 years, he turned down lucrative offers, leading to conflicts between the spouses. As a result, they filed for divorce, and their marriage officially ended only in 1980. However, there were rumors in the media about another reason for their separation. According to some reports, the actor was unfaithful to his wife with model Beverly Johnson, which Anne could not tolerate. In 1978, Hoffman starred in the crime drama Straight Time, where he also worked as a producer and director, although he was not mentioned in the credits. A year later, one could see him in the thriller Agatha, where he also acted as a co-producer, and in the drama Kramer vs. Kramer, playing a father fighting for the right to raise his son after a divorce. Since the actor was going through a divorce at that time, he brought many personal aspects and dialogues into the film. The director even suggested that he become a co-screenwriter, but Hoffman refused. The scene between Dustin and Meryl Streep, who played his wife in the film, was indeed shot in one of New York's restaurants. A photograph from the film shoot still hangs on the wall of this establishment. As for the famous ice cream scene where Billy asked his father to skip dinner and go straight to dessert, it was pure improvisation. By the way, Hoffman and the young actor Justin Henry, who played Billy, spent a lot of time together rehearsing until the child got used to Dustin and started to behave more naturally. The efforts paid off since the film became the highest-grossing movie of the year. Moreover, it was nominated for the Oscar in 9 categories, 5 of which resulted in victory, including the Golden Statue for our hero. Besides the Oscar, Hoffman received a Golden Globe and was nominated for a BAFTA. The actor got $2 million for this role. In 1980, Hoffman married businesswoman Lisa Gottsigam. The couple has a fascinating story. When Dustin was very young, he was invited as a pianist to the wedding of Lisa's parents. At that time, the bride was already pregnant with Hoffman's future wife, so there was a joke in the family that Lisa knew her husband long before her birth. 4 children were born into the actor's second marriage: sons Jacob and Maxwell, and daughters Rebecca and Alexandra. All of Dustin's children, including his daughter from the first marriage, followed in their father's footsteps and are currently building acting careers. In 1982, our hero starred in the comedy Tootsie, playing an unsuccessful actor who was forced to cross-dress to get a role. To better embody the character, Hoffman took lessons from a transgender actress. Originally, his character Dorothy was supposed to speak without an accent, but during rehearsals, Dustin discovered that he could better capture the range of a female voice using a southern accent. The film was initially supposed to be titled Would I Lie to You?, but Hoffman suggested the name of his mother's dog, Tootsie, as the final option. By the way, in the film, you can spot a portrait of the actor's mother. It stands to the left of the alarm clock. The shooting was tense because Hoffman constantly argued with the director. However, conflicts on set are a regular thing for Dustin. Colleagues describe him as an unbearable perfectionist. By the way, Dustin has the greatest dislike for Al Pacino. The film was praised by critics and became the second highest grossing film of the year. For this role, our hero was nominated for an Oscar and won the BAFTA and Golden Globe Awards. He was paid $5.5 million. In 1985, Hoffman starred in the drama Death of a Salesman, playing an aging loser.
Because the Scotland
what you do, Ben. It's who you know, huh? And a smile on your face, it's context, Ben, context. The whole wealth of Alaska passes over the lunch table of the Commodore Hotel, and that's the wonder.
Before each shooting day, the actor spent 3.5 hours in makeup because, according to the script, his character was 60 years old, while Dustin was just over 40. For his role in the film, the man received Emmy and Golden Globe awards. In 1987, the actor appeared in the comedy Ishtar, earning $6 million for the role, although the film failed at the box office. A year later, he starred in the drama Rain Man as Raymond, a savant with exceptional mathematical abilities.
Babbitt, I'll hold.
Fart.
Did you fart, Ray?
Fart.
Did you fart?
Fart.
Oh,
Hoffman prepared for the role for 2.5 years, interacting with autistic people, and some of them even became his friends. Initially, Dustin was supposed to play Charlie, Raymond's selfish brother. However, after meeting the autistic genius Leslie Lemke, the actor was so touched that he expressed a desire to play Raymond. The role of Charlie then went to Tom Cruise. Hoffman and Cruise rehearsed a lot, even in the car on their way to the set. Although they did not believe in the potential success of the film and nicknamed it Two Schmucks in a Car. Hoffman even worried that this role would be the worst in his career, but he was mistaken because it became one of his most successful ones. The actor was nominated for a BAFTA and won the Golden Globe and Oscar. He received $5.8 million and a share of the box office. By the way, during breaks between casino scenes, Dustin actually gambled, so the producers assigned a special person to observe his actions. Dustin then appeared in the crime drama Family Business, the action film Dick Tracy, and the TV show The Earth Day Special. In 1991, Hoffman voiced one of the characters in the animated series The Simpsons and starred in the thriller Billy Bathgate and the fantasy comedy Hook, playing the lead role.
He took my toy. She hit my bear. I want a potty. Mine, 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 mine. Now, now, now.
During the shooting of this project, Dustin's friend John Voight asked him to bring his children, James Haven and Angelina Jolie, to the set. Hoffman agreed and even stayed in the Captain Hook costume for the visitors. Jolie, 16 at the time, told Dustin she wanted to become a famous actress as well. Our hero later admitted that he doubted the girl would fulfill her dream, but he was wrong. For his role in the film Hook, the actor was nominated for a Golden Globe and received a fee of $2 million. In 1992, Hoffman played the lead role in the drama Hero.
You media people, you think you can just buy people cheap?
Hey, that's all I have.
That's all, big-time cameraman like you, that's all you got?
To create the scene after the plane crash, the film company brought a scrapped Boeing 727 in parts, and on the set, engineers reassembled the 25-ton, 160-foot plane. The scene, where Dustin's character saves more than 50 passengers, was shot over a week at night against the backdrop of fire, rain, smoke, and explosions. In the following years, the actor participated in voicing the documentary Earth and the American Dream, starred in the thriller Outbreak, and the dramas American Buffalo, Sleepers, Mad City, and Wag the Dog, in which he played a film producer saving the U.S. president from a sexual scandal. By the way, during the shooting process, Hoffman and his film colleagues met the then U.S. President Bill Clinton. When the head of state asked, "What is this film about?" Dustin could think of nothing better than to talk nonsense just to avoid admitting that the film portrayed the president in a bad way. For his role in this film, our hero was nominated for the Screen Actors Guild Award, Golden Globe, and Oscar.
Kitten.
Can I hold a kitten?
No, we'll punch it in later, right there.
You're gonna punch a kitten later?
Yes.
Why?
Okay,
For a wider set of options.
up.
A wider option of what?
Of kittens.
In 1998, Hoffman starred in the science fiction action film Sphere, and the next year he appeared in the historical drama The Messenger, the story of Joan of Arc. During the same period, he worked as a co-producer for the films Tarzan and The Lost City, A Walk on the Moon, and The Devil's Arithmetic. In the early 2000s, Dustin took part in the voiceover for the short film Tuesday and the animated series Liberty's Kids. He also starred in the drama Moonlight Mile and the thrillers Runaway Jury and Confidence, where he played a mafia boss nicknamed King. In the initial version of the script, King weighed over 250 pounds and owned a gym, but Hoffman insisted that his character be the owner of a nightclub. In 2004, the actor starred in the drama Finding Neverland, for which he and his co-stars were nominated for the Screen Actors Guild Award. He also appeared in the comedy Meet the Fockers and won an MTV Movie Award for this role.
Morning, partner.
Morning.
Also, Dustin played one of the main roles in the comedy I Heart Huckabees. Interestingly, just before the shooting, our hero's children met Jonah Hill when he was performing at a club. The young people became friends, and soon the Hoffmans invited Hill to lunch to introduce him to their dad. Dustin liked John so much that he secured a role for him in I Heart Huckabees, which became the young actor's debut. Then, Hoffman voiced the pony Tucker in the family drama Racing Stripes, appeared in an episode of the series Curb Your Enthusiasm, and starred in the dramas The Lost City, Stranger Than Fiction, and Perfume, the Story of a Murderer, where he played the owner of a perfume shop, Giuseppe Balladini.
No, basta!
You don't interrupt me when I'm speaking. You are both impertinent and insolent. Even I don't know every cent.
In 2007, Dustin starred in the fantasy comedy Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, playing a 243-year-old owner of a magical toy store.
And I am not asking you to be happy that I must go. I'm only asking that you turn the page. Continue reading.
The unusual hairstyle and lisping of his character were Hoffman's ideas. After the film premiere, all the proceeds were donated to a charitable organization. Our hero then voiced characters in the animated films The Tale of Despero and Kung Fu Panda, with its numerous sequels. Dustin also starred in the melodrama Last Chance Harvey, for which he was nominated for a Golden Globe, the drama Barney's Version, and the comedy Little Fockers. According to some reports, his salary for just 5 days of shooting in the latter was $7.5 million. In 2011, Hoffman played the lead role and became the producer of the series Luck. A year later, he directed the drama Quartet, which was praised by critics. In 2012, Dustin saved the life of 27-year-old lawyer Sam Dempster. The young man had a sudden heart attack while jogging, and luckily Hoffman, who was nearby, noticed him and immediately called an ambulance. A year later, Dustin was diagnosed with cancer. The disease was detected at an early stage, so the actor successfully recovered. Today, Hoffman feels well. In 2014, the celebrity starred in the comedy Chef, the magic realism drama The Cobbler, and the musical drama Boy Choir. The following year, one could see him in the melodrama Roald Dahl's Essieu Trot and the biographical drama The Program. Later, Dustin appeared in the historical series Medici, Masters of Florence, as well as in the dramas The Meyerowitz Stories and the thriller Into the Labyrinth, where he also worked as a producer.
I'm sorry. This round, I am the winner.
Congratulations. You played very well.
During the same year, our hero got involved in a scandal. 7 women accused him of sexual misconduct. One of them, Anna Hunter, said that as a 17-year-old intern on the set, she heard inappropriate remarks from the actor and was asked to give him a foot massage. Hoffman publicly apologized to the women, stating that he sincerely regretted what had happened. The scandal hasn't affected the celebrity's marriage. His wife supports the actor in everything, and their couple is considered one of the happiest in Hollywood. In recent years, Hoffman has been appearing in movies less frequently. In 2022, he starred in the dramas As They Made Us and Sam and Kate. Currently, Dustin is working on the voiceover for the animated film Kung Fu Panda 4, scheduled for release next year. Also, he's already completed his work for the science fiction drama Megalopolis. Today, the celebrity's net worth is estimated at $100 million, earned not only from films but also advertising contracts. He appeared in commercials for Volkswagen, Audi, Fiat, Telstra Telecommunications Company, E! And Sky Atlantic TV channels, as well as the Italian coffee brand Vergano. Dustin owns several real estate properties, including a $13 million house in Malibu in the Broad Beach area, covering an area of around 4,000 square feet. By the way, the actor is known to be a teddy bear collector. He has over 1,000 toys in his collection and a separate room in his house for them specifically. In 2015, Hoffman and his son invested $3 million in the construction of a mansion in the Hollywood Hills, but the project stalled and Dustin had a legal dispute with the developer. As a result, the actor plans to at least recover the invested money. The actor owns a collection of cars, including the Toyota Prius for $20,000, the Range Rover for $25,000, the Porsche 911 Carrera for $137,000, and the Tesla Roadster for $200,000. In 2022, Hoffman put his Buick used in the movie Rain Man up for auction. Dustin describes the car as the third character of the iconic movie, so it can cost around $250,000. Which film featuring Dustin Hoffman do you like the most?
It's still early. Maybe we could do something, go somewhere else.
If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything interesting.